Therapy Chat Podcast, episode 199.
This is the Therapy Chat Podcast with Laura Reagan, LCSWC. The information shared in this podcast is not a substitute for seeking help from a licensed mental health professional. And now, here's your host, Laura Reagan, LCSWC.
Today's episode is sponsored by Therapy Notes. When it comes to keeping your practice organized, you want software that's not only simple, but the best. I recommend Therapy Notes. Their platform lets you manage notes, claims, scheduling, and more. Plus, they offer amazing unlimited phone and email support, so when you have a question, they're there to help. To get 2 free months of Therapy Notes today, just use the promo code TherapyChat when you sign up for a free trial at www.therapynotes.com. Therapy Chat Podcast wouldn't exist without the support of its listeners. If you'd like to become a member, please go to patreon.com/therapychat. By making a $1 per month donation, you can help Therapy Chat keep going over the long haul. Thank you for your support. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Therapy Chat. I'm your host, Laura Reagan, and you are hearing me coming back at you after my summer hiatus. And I'm sitting in the same place that I almost always am when I do my podcast recordings, but it sounds different because my house is super empty because we're in the middle of trying to sell it. And we're in the middle of trying to find another house to move into. And I am going through multiple other life transitions at the same time. So my summer break was much needed. And I'm very glad to be back with you. Even though my life is still a little bit upside down right now, I know it'll settle down eventually. And I have been very eager to get back to bringing you new episodes. While we have been on break, Therapy Chat has reached some new milestones, including August 15th was the 4th anniversary of Therapy Chat being started. So your favorite podcast, Therapy Chat, has now been on the air for 4 years. We also passed a milestone that is pretty cool. We've had all time more than 2 million downloads. So over the whole life of Therapy Chat, these 4 years, we've had 2,053,855 downloads. And it's pretty neat because last year on Therapy Chat's 3rd birthday, we were celebrating our first 1 million downloads. So I'm grateful to all of you for the steady growth and grateful to all of you for hanging in there with Therapy Chat for 4 years now. And we're about to hit another important milestone. If you've listened to this podcast much, you know that I'm all about acknowledging the milestones. The next big one is the 200th episode. So many podcasts, as you might know, don't make it to 50 episodes or 100. And here we are coming up on 200. So it feels pretty important, especially because, at certain times I wasn't sure I would be able to keep it going with everything else that I'm doing. But I'm glad I have, and I hope you're glad too. I would love audience participation. If you would like to be a part of the 200th episode, you can go to therapychatpodcast.com and let me know what is your favorite episode of Therapy Chat and why. And if you leave me a message using SpeakPipe from the Therapy Chat Podcast website, you can go to the SpeakPipe link and leave me a message, and you may hear your own voice on the air in just a week or so from now in episode 200. So I would love for you to be a part of it. And I also love to know what episode you loved and why. You can also send me an email at therapychat.podcast therapychat@gmail.com. And I can read your email over the air instead of us hearing your voice, although it's really fun to actually hear from people. So hope you decide you'd like to get involved with that. And I wanted to let you know what's coming up on Therapy Chat over the rest of 2019. I've got some very cool guests lined up, and we're going to be hearing from people speaking in depth about the Adverse Childhood Experiences study and how adverse childhood experiences relate to our lives. We're going to get in depth about trauma and dissociation, more than we already have. You're going to be hearing more about Jungian analysis, vicarious trauma, and art therapy, more about grief. And that's just what's coming up over the next 2 months of the year. So I'm really excited for what's ahead. And, it's interesting. It just really feels like an interesting time of transition for me personally with, moving potentially if my house sells and I find another one, and many things that are going on in my family. So plus my practice, my group just moved into a new space. We moved in June 1st. I think that was around the time I went on hiatus. And so things are really up in the air. There's a lot of change, a lot of transition, and I'm eager to see what's coming next. If you have a guest you would like for me to have on Therapy Chat, get in touch with me, therapychat.podcast@gmail.com, and let me know about them, and I might consider it. So for today, that is all I have for you, but I hope to hear from some of you for the 200th episode, which will be coming out next time. And until then, thank you so much for listening to Therapy Chat. Take care. Today's episode is sponsored by Therapy Notes. Being a therapist in private practice, there is a lot to keep track of. I know for me, as an owner of a group practice now with 5 clinicians, including myself, I would not be able to manage my practice without my EHR system, and I use Therapy Notes. And we use Therapy Notes for scheduling, billing, and managing all the clinical documentation. If you're a therapist who's thinking about getting an EHR for your practice, I highly recommend Therapy Notes. Get 2 free months by going to therapynotes.com and using keyword Therapy Chat. That's therapynotes.com and use the promo code Therapy Chat. Just another reminder that if you'd like to become a member of Therapy Chat, supporting the podcast while receiving fun member perks and being able to communicate with me one-on-one, go to patreon.com/therapychat. If every subscriber donated just $1 per month, Therapy Chat would be able to keep going strong indefinitely. Thanks so much for your support.
Thank you for listening to Therapy Chat with your host, Laura Reagan, LCSWC. For more information, please visit therapychatpodcast.com.